Hello, Scorpio. I'm Kay. Welcome to Mona Lisa Tarot. This is my first day. I feel like I should use the black tarot for you, Scorpio. This is my first day here recording videos and posting them online. So I've been a little awkward, nervous, but I'm feeling a little looser now, and I would like to do your weekly reading for Scorpio. It's going to be starting, excuse me, Sunday, September 4th through September 9th. Tarot is for entertainment. Ooh, how the hell did that happen? Okay, Scorpio. How can you guys do this to me already? See, that's the thing about Scorpios. Now, just a little tidbit about me. I know you guys have a reputation for being all sexy and stuff, Scorpio. And, you know, they say about stereotypes, like they often become stereotypes because they're true. Like the crazy redhead or whatnot, right? So, Scorpios, you guys are very sexy, and I'm just blathering while I get these cards. But everything I'm saying is true while I get them straight, because I shuffled them incorrectly and they got all messed up. Moving on, Scorpio, all of my information on the decks that I use, my weekly schedule, donations, where to send them if you're so inclined, etc., are in the description box below. We're getting there. Bear with me. This is going to wind up being longer than I anticipated. But if you're finding this boring, then just go ahead and fast forward to when you see me start laying the cards down. This was unfortunate that this happened. Alright, Scorpio. Roles can be reversed, so feel free to switch roles in the reading as best fits your situation. And free will is always at play, so any outcomes reflected in the cards are subject to change and not set. I don't know if I mentioned already that gender also does not really, it's, how do I phrase that correctly? I always hear people say there is no gender in tarot. Seems simple enough, right? So that's the best way to say it. Keep that in mind. You're almost there. Okay. I do still have to shuffle though, so I'm just going to talk a little bit more. I was going to say just a little personal anecdote about me, and we were talking about how you guys are the shit and everything, and I don't bring any kind of bias into my cards at all, so don't worry about that. I make sure that my energy is neutral when I begin a reading. However, I just thought it would be interesting to say that I've had more intimate connections, if you know what I mean, in my life with Scorpios than any other sign. I'm not going to start giving numbers here. But suffice it to say that you guys are fascinating, very deep and mysterious, and you care deeply, but that stinger, man. Alright, we only got 2 more shuffles to go. Anyhow, yeah, so I went through a cycle where I had a crush on Scorpios and more. Much more. And then I moved on to Sagittarius, but I'll talk about that in their reading, okay? And anyway, I'm not totally done fucking with you guys, because one of y'all right now is incarcerated and it gets released, ironically enough, on Halloween, and yeah, not saying I'm finished with all y'all. Okay, so Scorpio, you would think I'd be able to start now. That was actually a perfect lead-in. However, as with every reading today, because I'm so focused on shuffling and I'm so used to just picking my card when I start a reading, I've been neglecting to get it. Oh, wow. Okay, that's crazy. I don't know if you saw that on camera. So you know how I just went through this whole deck, Scorpio, right? Like, flipping over cards so that they'd all be the same way, right? So this one was still, well, that one was too, actually. Huh. I wonder what that is. That may be the next card that's supposed to be in your spread, but no, I'm not going to go that crazy. Okay. Anyway, so all these I flipped around the same direction. But when I started to shuffle, I was like, oh, I forgot to get the death card out for Scorpio. And there's just one card, right? And I flipped it over, and it's the death card. Crazy shit has been happening like this today. Something like this happened with like the Gemini reading and then the Taurus reading, where I didn't take their card out first, and then it was like on the very top of the deck or the very bottom of the deck, or in this case, it was just totally fucking flipped over. Okay, so that's crazy. Now, hopefully, you know, if that bored you, hopefully it didn't, because you sensed that you'd be bored and you fast forwarded to now. So we're going to begin your reading, Scorpio. I'm sorry for the delay. I am using the Black Tarot today for your reading. And let's get started. Spirit week upcoming for Scorpio. Okay. So, I did put that death card, number 13, Major Arcana, in the center to represent Scorpio energy. I'm losing it. Obviously, I didn't do a thorough enough job, okay, because those didn't just flip over, they were already flipped over, and this is starting to freak me out. Okay, maybe my daddy was right and tarot was evil. Just kidding. Sorry, that was inappropriate. Okay. Let's try this again. So, show me the overall energy for Scorpio, please. We've got the 8 of Swords. I don't know if you can see the writing. The lighting in here is a little dim. I'm going to be working on that. Okay, so that's your overall energy. Please show me a challenge or obstacle for Scorpio, as if the 8 of Swords wasn't enough. I don't know why I found that funny. I'm sorry. Okay, please show me the challenge for Scorpio for their best and highest good. Wow. Okay. I never usually have to shuffle for this long. This reading is a total disaster. Okay, so for the challenge, we have the Emperor, Major Arcana for Aries energy. I just had the thought flash through my head that Scorpio plus Aries energy, planet Mars, is a tower, but that's not going to apply to everyone, and the tower card has not appeared. Now, if it does in the reading, I'll be a little freaked out. So we'll find out together. No tricks, see? So if the tower pops out soon, I'm gonna freak out. Okay. Okay, something flipped. Let's see what it was. Oh, this is nuts. I know it did. Alright, sorry, Scorpio. Talk amongst yourselves. Go get a cup of coffee or a beer or whatever. I've got to find... Okay. We've got Temperance. Oops. Major Arcana for Sagittarius energy. Okay. That's your goal there. Show me what's beneath or below Scorpio, please, Spirit. What energy does Scorpio have? Okay, that flipped over and I didn't see it. So we've got the 5 of Cups. That is your energy, Scorpio. I do often name signs, zodiac signs, as I go. Ooh-wee. Okay, I'm not going to take those. A big chunk just blew out and I caught it between my legs. But we've got the Hanged Man for your recent past. Pisces energy, another Major Arcana. I'm just counting. Hang on here. Okay, so that's the third one. So that's about average. If we get a bunch more, then it will be unusual. I always kind of take note of that. To me, 3, maybe even 4 is, you know, pretty average, but just from my experience. If it starts hitting 4, though, I start to notice, and if it hits 5 or more, I really start to notice. I know I already said or more, but if it hits like 7, which I've had happen to me twice. Then I'm like, whoa, dude. Like, okay. Okay, near future, we've got the Two of Swords, Libra energy. And I will explain, of course, the meanings to all these as soon as the cards are all laid down on the table. Doing a Celtic Cross reading, obviously. So, sometimes even though I don't take these cards, I do kind of glance at them as I go. So, sorry about that. The card that flipped over on top here for your outlook or approach, we have the World, another major arcana. Oops, I didn't want to be on camera, but it's okay. Hey, I'm cute. Yeah. So we've got the World. Next, we have 3 more to pull here. I do use, obviously, like the flip over method where I wait for a card to flip over. That's how I believe that Spirit works directly. Now that wanted to flip over, but it didn't quite. I don't know if I should take it. Or, yeah, because he's flipped over, and then that one's... Ooh-wee. Okay. There's a lot of energy here. But what was the top one? Okay. I haven't had any other readings like this today, Scorpio. I'm telling you, you guys bring out a different side of me. So the one that peeped out that I saw, and I knew what it was, and that's why I think I need to take it, okay? Because a bunch of stuff just happened, a bunch of stuff flew all over, but this is the one that caught my eye, and that was on top. So the moon flipped over. Traditionally considered Pisces energy. I consider it Cancerian and Pisces just because, like I said, or maybe I didn't yet, but I'm a Cancer, and the moon is my ruling planet, astrological planet. So I consider it to also be Cancerian energy. And that is now the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the 5th major arcana here, Scorpio. If you're not really paying attention up to now, maybe you might want to for the rest of this reading. I'm not including these, but I often like to look what's underneath. 5 of Wands and the Devil kind of wanted to pop out too. I'm not going to include them here. But it might be meaningful to you if you know anything about tarot. The Devil's about addictions and codependency, and the 5 of Wands is about competition and conflict. Now these are all the things that kind of wanted to pop out for what's in your environment, not what's your energy, Scorpio. So no cause for alarm. And you know, there's a good and a bad side to everything, I suppose. Now that one didn't flip over. Huh. But I knew I had to take it because the way it slid out like that. The Devil. What were we just talking about that wanted to come out before? This card definitely wanted to be seen. It's in your hopes and fears position. The 6th major arcana of the reading. And yeah. So, anyhow, moving on. Spirit, please give me a card for the final outcome. Wow, okay. So, we've got the Knight of Swords. To me, that's Aquarius energy, but it can also be the other air signs, Aquarius or Libra, and it doesn't have to be any of them. It's about a different type of theme. I'll discuss that energy in a moment. Okay. And underneath, there was a 5 of Pentacles, but we're definitely not taking that. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have anyway. It's not like I just ignore the more negative cards or shadow aspects of a reading, but I really don't like the 5 of Pentacles, just saying. Okay. So Scorpio, this is going to be the longest reading ever, and I apologize. The 8 of Swords for your overall energy. For a small percentage who probably won't be watching this anytime soon. Sorry, that's not funny. It could mean literal incarceration. However, if not, then this card is about being stuck in your head, in your thoughts, over-analyzing, going around in circles, and it's also an element of, though, that you're almost putting yourself or allowing yourself to be in the situation, because if you look at the original card, the depiction of it in the Rider-Waite Tarot, the person in the drawing has a blindfold on, but their arms, I mean, they can easily get, like, take it off and realize that the swords are all around them, but there's a path in front of them through which they can walk, and without any danger. So take that as it resonates. I'm not going to talk about all these cards for that long. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. So for your challenge, you have the Emperor. As I said before, that's major arcana for Aries energy, if that's significant to you. Either way, the Emperor as a challenge. I'm hearing like a big warning, just to be careful not to let your ego or the part of you that wants to, and now I don't know if you know anything about the Enneagram. Spirit is telling me like the number 8, the personality type 8 is the boss in the Enneagram, and I was connecting that to the fact that the type 8 in the Enneagram, their like catchphrase is my way or the highway. When they're in their negative qualities, those types can be very overbearing and bossy and controlling and possessive, and so I'm connecting the number 8 with Scorpio. To me, Scorpio is 8, so yeah. Sometimes I kind of do weird things with numbers in my head too, but at any rate, the Emperor's challenge here is telling me, Scorpio, to just be careful of developing that type of energy. Moving on to the goal, Temperance. This could, I'm picking up for some of you that this could be about literal sobriety, but if that doesn't resonate, then it's about finding a balance in such a place of sort of the middle way, equilibrium, where you're filling your own cup and don't need outside affirmation. And also the alchemy aspect of the card is showing me that your goal is to kind of take in whatever emotions, kind of from within, and find a way to like balance those and gain more control. 5 of Cups as your current energy below you to use. So you or someone in your energy, again, roles can be reversed. No, forget that actually. In this position, with it being your energy to use, I'm not going to even say that. Maybe that was my way of sugarcoating, which I'm embarrassed to say I did a little. The fact that the 5 of Cups is about regret. If you're going through the whole cycle of the suit and the 4 of Cups, realizing perhaps that you may have missed an opportunity, Scorpio, you may be sad about that, regretting that. So anyway, moving on. I said I wasn't going to talk that long about each card, but I'm just going to go with the flow of energy right now. In your recent past, you have the Hanged Man, Pisces. So I'm drawn to the light in this depiction of the Hanged Man. I never even really noticed that before, but I'm seeing sort of like this being, the Hanged Man, and then I never noticed that. And then, you would think they're upside down, and so you would think that this like well would get darker and darker like the further down you go. But it looks like, if they drop, it's like they're dropping like upward into the light. Wow, that's deep. Maybe not to you, but I don't know. Wow, okay. And then I look at this, and it's like a reflection, and there's the actual Hanged Man, right? I can't tell if he's looking toward the light or against it, but it's all about perspective here. In the recent past, something happened that kind of flipped your reality, and you were enlightened, not in the sense of like bliss and joy, but enlightened to the reality of your situation. I'm hearing something about darkness and light. I'm even picking up, because I'm getting a lot of intuitive messages right now. This is the first reading I've been this lit all day. And I don't mean influenced by chemicals, I mean my intuition is going crazy, and it's obviously going to be different for everybody, but Scorpio, I'm seeing in the recent past a particular situation where the twin flame thing, some people think it's bullshit, whatever, but if you are a believer in that phenomenon or are familiar with it, I'm even seeing that someone was introduced recently to their twin flame. or came into contact with them for like the first time, or even was starting to realize that a person was their twin flame, that they had known and understanding like all about the union of darkness and light and yin and yang, and just this, I'm really seeing that from that hangman for somebody. For the near future, with the Two of Swords, there's a decision that needs to be made, and it's not an easy choice, so it's kind of presenting itself like a stalemate, indecision basically, and blocks, not really wanting to choose, not wanting to see that there even is a choice perhaps. Moving on, your approach or outlook, the world, the last card of the major arcana, it's about completion in a sense. So closing a karmic cycle, the end of a chapter, and the beginning of a new one. And it's also like the hangman, it can talk about ascension or enlightenment in some sense. In your environment, the moon, things that are hidden, some anxieties, fears, somebody maybe keeping secrets, Scorpio. I'm drawn to the cycles of the moon on this particular picture of the moon. Seeing it in its different states, and I'm picking up something about cycles, a woman's, menstrual cycles, something about someone's maybe trying to get pregnant and you don't know about this. That's very specific and kind of negative, so I apologize. But and of course that's not going to apply. I mean, there's going to be some female Scorpios, obviously, and so this is about someone else's energy, not your own. So it could even be, in that case, a male trying to get you pregnant, Scorpio, and telling you maybe that they can't have children, or okay, so I'm not going to go any further down that road because I sound crazy, but I'm a tarot reader, so I have license to sound that way occasionally. Okay. In your hopes and fears with the devil, Capricorn energy, so I think, so it can be about obsession, of course, and it can be about addiction, like things that you're enslaved to, but that you choose to participate in willingly as well. Although some would argue, with addictions, that you don't have a choice, and I'm not going to even go down that road because I just don't want to. But what I'm trying to say is that as a hope and a fear, the devil, talks about not wanting to be dependent on anything and yet not wanting to let go. To sum it up, for a final outcome, I'm sorry, my eyes are horrible. I don't have my glasses and I forgot what this was. I did take it into account when processing the whole reading, but now it was very blurry. So the Knight of Swords, and that may be an indication too, Scorpio, so this Knight of Swords is an energy of truth rushing towards you, even recklessly perhaps, not necessarily with ill intent though. Somebody is moving towards you quickly, or you're moving towards someone else quickly, with an important truth. Might give you some clarity on things. That would be excellent. I'm hearing people screaming outside my apartment right now, literally, and so I'm just kind of picking up a little bit of a negative energy, and I want to close this reading down, but I give everybody else a bonus, so I'll give you one and I'll make it quick. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, Scorpio, 5 cards. We've got the High Priestess, Major Arcana for Cancer, Pisces. That's about intuition, someone who might have spiritual gifts, be psychic, intuitive, that type of thing. It can also be about things that are hidden or secret, much like the Moon card. Then we've got the Page of Spheres, also known as Page of Pentacles, a student-like attitude, learning about divination or magic. It can reference a child, perhaps an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or it can be talking about a message, someone coming towards you with news about a solid offer that could bring stability, safety, and security. Oh, why am I taking it off the top? Fourth card from the bottom, we've got the Tower, Aries, Scorpio energy, and out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Sorry, I'm kind of stupid. I have to count like that out loud. Out of 16 cards, I mean, you pull 16 out of 78 total, so the likelihood of the Tower showing up is not like impossible, like lottery odds. I mean, it could happen, of course. 16 out of 78. But I do specifically remember mentioning the Tower at the beginning of this reading. You can rewind if you'd like. As far as picking up the overall energy of the Eight of Swords, of you, Scorpio, as well as the, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, Aries, Scorpio energy, plus the Emperor. Right, okay, sorry about that. So I was saying Aries and Scorpio energy, it's talking about Mars. There may be some important Mars transit right now going on. I haven't checked into that detail of the astrology lately. But if that isn't the case, either way, I was picking up a very Mars-like energy, which is Aries and Scorpio that are ruled by Mars, and that equals the Tower, okay? That's coming out at what you don't see coming. Now, you know, if you take readings seriously, and don't, but if you do, then don't freak, because, you know, it can be a shocking thing, event, or realization. You know, it can be a sudden thing. It can be... I'm not trying to make it positive. It just isn't positive, really. And it's not giving off that vibe to me right now. But, you know, it doesn't have to mean, like, somebody dies or you get in a horrible car wreck or, whatever. Like, it just could be something that's shocking to you, you know, or something that sort of changes the foundation of something that you believed in, or, not to belittle that experience. Finally, at the bottom of the deck, the Eight of Spheres. Virgo energy. That's about working hard towards something, manifesting physically, you know, through some type of work, getting your pinnacles up there, getting that bag, and he's kind of juggling them, I see here in this picture too, so looks like, you know, might be having some fun at work. That's kind of the message that came through to me. And that wraps up the reading, Scorpio. This has been a very strange one. I appreciate your time and attention. If you enjoyed this or would like to see future uploads of mine as they appear, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you again soon. Bye, Scorpio.